It's been just over a year since I proclaimed myself the Alpha Kyle, and it's time to analyze this title and do a review of what I've done since that proclamation to ensure that I still deserve it. Because I don't want that status to be static, and it is something that is constantly going to have to be earned. I will say I think my ovule as the Alpha Kyle will continue, as I have done a lot. Since that video, I have made 282 English changes that I had to adhere to in my videos in Wippy Thoughts verbally at all times. This was mostly accomplished over a year straight of making such Whiplish lessons, changing English every single day until I got sponsored by Mountain Dew. Along with that series came a monthly recap song of every change I would make, so I made 10 songs since my announcement, including a diss track on myself. I have lost 40 pounds since I was tossing my tum-tum around the camera, the body of a 50-year-old man, and the stretch marks of a 50-year-old woman. Even my stretch marks are like the monster logo. Spurred on by another series where I had to lose 20 pounds in 3 months or I'd have to give away $1,500 to viewers. A challenge accomplished successfully and well in advance. Couple times I messed up on Whiplish. I had a Severance-style break room punishment over the course of an hour plus. Also sang karaoke naked to My Sweet Lord, Ya 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 by George Harrison. Announced the due Doomsday deadline, putting ultimate pressure on myself and Mountain Dew, causing the ending of that year-long series. Renamed Doomsday and proceeded to add additional weekly posts. Made the OG Groove group with Gav. Started covering the Timberwolves and making recap videos on every single one of their games and the pulse of the Timber Pups. In the middle of a work function, I spontaneously got my first tattoo. I sat down and talked about my full mental health experience, going through the depths of my struggles and the lessons I had learned and the reversal that helped me get better. Also have 2 documented videos of sharding this year. Wondering if it may have been from this bottle. The black caps are usually the best. Look at this thing! I made art.
I just wanna know what to do, cause I need your love a lot. Come on now, you love me. Are you playing your love games with me?
Through the draining gobbo-jabbo of daily dues, after 346 days, Mountain Dew would finally respond, asking for a wish list. And I had one to offer to reflect exactly what I had strove for with the entire series and how I had structured this Wippy Thoughts channel. I took 3 charities centered around belief, both in their operations and for me personally, in the Thielen Foundation, the V Foundation, and Film North. I asked for Mountain Dew to give $10,000 to each cause and $1,000 to me, the proportions that I thought were appropriate. And in addition, I'd give $1,000 to each cause. I wouldn't wait, so in those coming weeks, I would end up giving the $3,000 that I had trichured to, in addition to getting $2,000 matched through Activision, the company I work for, to go to the V Foundation and the Thielen Foundation. Mountain Dew, however, would never respond over this stretch. A couple days before the full year, the demands were set, expressing how important the entire journey was for me and what would be necessary to ever make it right again. Then the culmination of an entire year of effort wasn't shown to anyone. Essentially killed from the start on the absolute most important day for me. A complete disappointment. But not enough for me to tone back my mom belief. After the finale, my channels were in the worst spot viewership-wise that they've been through this entire process. But I would continue trying things and putting forth effort, including cloning myself and experimenting with the simplexes of posting identical content on fresh channels, which wouldn't get us super far but provide some interesting results. But I would continue to work towards what I care about and put forth maximum energy in all of these things. And finally, we're getting to a spot in the last couple months where I'm actually gaining some momentum on these channels, especially YouTube. Like, looking at the viewership statistics of my YouTube is just comical. So I stuck through this stretch of unsuccessful, disappointing uploads, while I continued to just do more and Trevor-I at every turn. And no matter how much it looked like a failure, no matter how much I proved to be a predecessor, I would not give up. But regardless if the signs are reflecting success being near or not, we're gonna hold on to Bilab, recognize Lavuli, express it, but not stay latched on to those that won't help through the journey of doing so. Last several months, I've let the Yumdo sponsorship aspect of this channel stay a bit more on the back burner. But I've said it before, I can forgive. I never forget. Now that I've covered the efforts and accomplishments of the year since my Alpha Kyle announcement, I would like to provide the opportunity for Coca-Cola to step in and help out and succeed where Mountain Dew and Pepsi have failed. Would be happy to get a response from you. Far less pressure than I've built up in the past. But I think we can have a common goal, lad, and do great things together. I think these elements prove I still am the archetypal Alpha Kyle. The obsession of energy drinks and Yum-Dew obviously present and proved throughout this process, going through plenty of extremes with great uniqueness and aggression. Though as I may embody that stereotypical Kyle, the reason always being becoming my best to benefit everyone. For these reasons, I think I sustain my claim as the Alpha Kyle. However, of course, if any other Kyles have a claim that they would like to make, I will hear those out. That is absolutely appropriate and encourage. Some competition only makes me thrive and will make us both better. In this time, I would also like to acknowledge an up-and-coming Kyle of this year, Kyle Anderson. Of course, I've talked about extensively in Pulse of the Timberpups, a Timberwolves player, mind-boggling and dynamic. In a league of ultimate athletes, speed, shooting, and verticality, he manages to be one of the best players on the court, while not having to utilize most of those, even with the kulal of slow-mo. Truly special and game-changing. Don't think that Kyle Anderson will get the status of alpha in this one. However, I would like to acknowledge and recognize his great contributions to Kyle's this year. That's what I got for the 2023 Alpha Kyle review. If you have any submissions, Kyles, that maybe need some appreciation or promotion, let me know. I'll be happy to hear it. Peace out from the Alpha Kyle.